What's up? Welcome back to the channel. And the rooftop. We're back talking about light painting and fashion photography, mixing up two different types of genres of photography into one really cool thing. So, we're gonna mix up a little bit today, Vo. Seeing how it is autumn, spooky season right now, we're gonna be losing the light in a little bit, so it's gonna be really dark. So, for the sake of the video, we're gonna move down to the studio in a little bit. So, yeah, without much ado, let's get to it. See you guys in a little bit. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the studio, which is also my bedroom apparently. So yeah. So we'll be talking about the Dark Beach photo shoot that I did, fashion light painting. Basically, basic story that I did. Met up with another bottle in the area, drove down to the beach, had my light painting tubes that I did, and we basically did a couple of shoots around blue hour, closer to after blue hour. Since it was a new moon night, it was pretty pitch black out there, which made it pretty interesting for some shots here. Would have preferred to have gone there a little bit earlier, but all the same, got some pretty cool pics from that. I think one of the biggest takeaways for me is number one, having a helping hand. So luckily for me, the model brought along basically a friend to help out. And that helped out for me a lot because basically I didn't have to go run back and forth between the camera and behind the model in order to get all like the proper focus going on and stuff. So if you're gonna be trying to do like light painting, it's good to kind of have like some helping hands and stuff. You don't need to have like a whole crew of people to do stuff, but it is really helpful. So that way you don't have to basically, like I said, get your steps in and stuff unless you're like trying to compete in like an ultra marathon or something like that. Something else that also helps out is basically having some illumination. So it's just basically just like another little continuous light tube right here. It's automatic and it's got a tripod, so you can basically just set it down, and rather than having someone like stand out there and get focus, you can just set that up. Of course, like if you want to just do it a manual way, you can also have someone just stand out there as well too, so that also helps as well. I've also pretty cool experience just because like I wasn't originally trying to get into fashion in like photography and all that stuff. I was basically just doing what was it, astro and light painting, and then now I'm like expanding to more and more areas. So fashion kind of helps out a bit more just because like, especially if you're having a model with like a flowy dress, it helps out to kind of hide behind the fabric so that in your shots later on, you don't have to go through and basically do a whole bunch of post processing to get yourself out of a photo. So if you're gonna be trying to do this, try to have someone, wear like a flowy dress. It also helps with the atmospheres too, with the images that you're trying to pull off, because like it'll look kind of cool in my opinion. You can kind of go for more like almost like a nymph, or like, I don't know, some kind of like goddess kind of vibe going on there. So that was kind of like the concept we were kind of going on there, is like some kind of like goddess on the beach kind of thing. So yeah, it was basically helped out a whole bunch to have that fabric hiding because I'm a really big guy. So definitely a good takeaway right there. Something else that also helped me too was also having walkie-talkies, since we were on the beach and there was like a whole bunch of people running around and all that. Rather than trying to blow my voice out, trying to communicate with with the model and her friend, I just employ walkie-talkies basically. So kind of a high-tech solution to a low-tech issue, so to speak. So that way, you can just, basically get some walkie-talkies off of Amazon. And this also helps out too if you're trying to do more like telephoto shots with like an 85mm or something like that. That way you can kind of like direct, and basically you can have a cameraman and a light painter behind the model as well too. So if you're trying to do a kind of like a crew shot, it really helps to have that coordination between the shooter and the light wand man, so to speak. So my workflow basically involves, between the cameras I'm using for video, I'm also usually trying to get shots that basically have like different focal lengths. So I'll use a wide angle to kind of get those like kind of like hero angle kind of shots sometimes, or maybe even like a 28mm, and then I'll have more outward shots that kind of get a little bit more intimate, more portrait kind of types of shots. The light tubes I basically used were basically this one kind of orangey sunset one that you can get from Eric Pare, or it's a morning one actually, if you can kind of see right here. So it makes this kind of really cool orange kind of glow right here. Really cool for if you're trying to do closer to blue hour. It makes it really contrasty against the blue sky. And also like, if the model is also wearing kind of something that's a bit more blue, it makes it really stand out as well. Obviously with the flash I'm using is like Claris. You can kind of play around with the shapes as well too. So rather than doing a lot of the circles, I was also playing around with, you know, kind of like these flower type of shapes, I should be saying. You can also play around with the strobe. Epileptic warning really quickly. If you're epileptic, look away because it's about to be a really bright strobe. And basically you hold it down and you'll have a constant strobe. However, if you release, and this is an issue that I was kind of running into, however, it may not be an issue, is that the strobe actually is not constant. So if you notice there, it's a fast strobe and a slow strobe that was going on there. Kind of cool for artistic style if that's like kind of your vibe as well too. But if you want a more uniform, you will have to kind of time the strobe between slow and fast in order to kind of get more of a uniform kind of shape going on there. So you can also do that as well too. And don't be afraid to also experiment with, like I said, with different shapes. You can do kind of like a sweeping pattern going left and right. You can do like little things here and there where it's like a candle going on there, where it's like little different shapes. I might make a video later on kind of showing some of the different shapes that you can kind of play around with and stuff. So yeah, definitely don't be afraid to be really just, you know, play around with different shapes, different sizes, different kind of configurations with your light painting. You know, it's an art style, so you know, definitely let your mind go free when you're thinking of these ideas and concepts. Another tool that I used was basically this short white, milky white tube right here on this long, long black tube. So basically the idea here is that you can use this almost like a continuous light source to illuminate your model. So if you don't have a flash and you kind of want to get less of a silhouette and more of a shot where you can see the model's face, you can basically use this to make a halo around them, so basically around their body and stuff. And there's different types of sizes as well too, so you can have a shorter one if you're trying to do more of a halo around their head. You can kind of mix that around too, so it makes for a different type of composition as opposed to the solid white tubes. Of course, the issue you have right here is that because this is not illuminated, you don't really have that wall of light hiding you. So you'll have to work really hard to make sure that you're hidden from the photo and make sure that you're also not being illuminated by the short white tube, because this one's pretty bright. You will show up, and then with the Claris, luckily you can actually change the brightness on it and basically bring it down, and you'll do that a lot of times too throughout the night, from blue hour all the way going into nighttime. And I'll probably make a video about that too, where it's basically just like what I do, my workflow that I go through from the beginning of blue hour and the end of it, and basically just show you guys like how I do things. Now, in addition to the light tubes, I also get kind of creative with stacking multiple of these smaller ones. So you can actually do this if you have a basically this plastic cover that you can basically hold and stack multiple tubes on, and that makes for kind of like a cool composition as well too. So you don't have to just roll with just white or just one singular color. You can kind of stack these. You can do short. You can do a kind of like a long and a short one as well too. You can even also put pyrotechnics on the end of it. So there's like these little small fireworks that you can use and put on the end of it to basically kind of give it more of a flair. I might end up adding those in some later videos as well too. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that one. Pretty much like I said, just all about, this shoot was basically just all about just playing around with different compositions, playing around with different types of gear as well too, different shapes. For the most part, I thought it was a pretty cool experience. Very enlightening, you know, learned a lot. Definitely came away with some really cool pictures, which I'll show you in just a second. But yeah, other than that, let's just get to the photos. Check it out. Boom. So I was very grateful to have the model work with me. Very grateful to have the model's friends to help out with me as well too. Really enjoyed the shoot. You know, really enjoyed, you know, everything about it as well too. You know, the whole experience of light painting, you know, it's really just about just like kind of like expanding your mind a little bit more, expanding your creativity. And you know, also you learn a lot. You know, you'll make mistakes here and there, but you know, at the end of the day, it's a fun experience. So yeah, other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like it, you know, like, comment, subscribe, share for your friends. Stay tuned for more. Going to be trying to, you know, add more and more. Definitely doing more content, creating more, you know, creative pictures and videos as well too. So other than that, sign off. Catch you guys later.